Hello and welcome everybody to what I will probably call the herb half percent of the year. I am joined by Amalas, the mighty Amalas. How are you doing today, Amalas?
I'm doing amazing. How are you, Solar?
I'm doing all right. We have the blessing of being commentators for this race today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with this match tonight?
Okay, so first off, for all of you that normally follow this tournament yearly, we are sorry that we just did not have the participation that we normally do. So instead of a full-fledged tournament this year, we are just having this one exhibition match.
And even though it is just one match, it should be a great showing. I think this will be Is this the first tournament with the new fast patch, the fast text and everything, or was that last year?
I think we got the fast patch in for last year, but if not, this is going to be a little bit different for everybody because, like Solar just said, things are going to run a little bit faster. We'll kind of go over what's going on and what has changed as we go through it. So let's just see what happens.
All right. Are you going to go ahead and kick them off in the race time room?
I'm waiting on one person still left to finish getting ready, and we have that. So we will get started just momentarily.
All right. Awesome. Yes, welcome in everybody. Hopefully you find this race very entertaining to watch. If you would like to join, I'm not sure if this is, let me check this. Oh, that's a speak anyone. Oh, okay, let me see if I can get a link in here. See if I can get the Rando Blazer Discord link in for everybody.
Okay, so everybody is ready. They will be starting here in just a moment. As you see, everybody... Ooh, hold on.
Somebody's timer's counting down. Well, we've got different timers counting down different speeds. All right. Oh, so it seems like we have a little bit of delay, but they have begun. Good luck, all to the racers.
Okay, so again, everybody you kind of saw pick just a single letter for their name. That is going to help them get through the text faster because there are far less characters for it to have to put up there. They always start off with the Sword of Life. I generated the seed this time. Thank you, Sin, for asking.
But be careful, Sin. Be careful, everybody, what you say about this seed. But yeah, they start with the Sword of Life, and you'll see everybody kind of handle a lot of these layers in different ways depending on how they've learned the game, the randomizer, the speed run. I think, Amalas, you have done a lot more in this community than I have. Twinkie and Ultimastrike I'm not too familiar with, but I know Pale is very familiar with the game, and as is Queenie.
So I know Twinkie has participated in at least the last year, 2 years. This is the first year that Ultima is joining us, so I'm excited to kind of see how he does in this kind of setting.
All right, so they are unlocking the water mill as they go.
Oh, Queenie. A little bit of an unfortunate death there. So far in the underground castle, we have unlocked the bridge guard and the watermill keeper. This is going to kind of keep us moving through Act 1 just like it would in the vanilla game. But we'll see what else kind of comes up as they finish through.
And we already have the king for Act 4 unlocked, which means when they get the gnome, access-wise, that'll be unlocked. His jail cell will be unlocked. It's nice.
So, the things that we need to complete Soul Blazer, we're going to need the 6 stones, which are 6 different colors. We'll kind of point those out as they go along. Our 6 world leaders that are on the bottom row of the tracker, and a bunch of various items. Solar, would you like to explain those items?
Sure. We need the 3 red hot items, the red hot ball, red hot mirror, and red hot stick. And we also need the gear required to unleash the Phoenix, which is the soul blade, the soul armor, and the Phoenix itself. And I'm hoping you weren't asking me to talk about those items so I could talk about the solar armor.
I would never bring that up, sir.
No, never, never.
But there's a couple more NPCs that we need as well. 2 grandmas that help open up the way to our final boss dungeon. And those grandmas have gotten some love this year, have they not?
Very much so. I mean, I'm sure it pained Pale, and it pained me, I know that, to go through such effort to help Queenie create the most greatest video to advertise the tournament. It's a shame we didn't get to actually have the tournament this year. But all I can really say is, medical herb.
Of course, we love our medical herbs here in the Soul Blazer community. So we also got Leo's brush. So looks like we're gonna be kind of hanging out in Act 1 for a while.
Which is fine. I mean, you run the risk if you go to Act 2 early of having to come across a bunch of statues or a bunch of bushes and just having a rough time. You can do like kind of a normal grind through Act 1. It'll help prepare you for the later acts. Oh, Delana. I wish we could have had a behind-the-scenes video for that. So yeah, we've got the fast text now, which should cut down the time in this. We also have a slight change to Act 3, no? Opens up a little more access?
So yes, our programmers have figured out how to move the Rockbird statue over just a little bit. So now we have more access to Durin and Ghost Ship if those show up earlier in the seed. So we will see how that all plays out.
On a programming side, I'm just going to ask this. Did they also change the logic behind that, or did they leave the logic the same and just move the statue?
Unfortunately, that would be an Axeman question, and
Okay.
I don't see him in chat right now. I think with that move, it would have probably changed the logic path a little bit, but I can't be for certain.
Okay.
Seeing our pedestal deer being unlocked.
Yeah, a few more NPCs. Obviously, there's a bunch of pathways that you need to get to all these main character NPCs. I forget what you called them, Amalas. That was a better name for them. So you need like Grandpa Log in Act 4. You need a bunch of stairs in Act 5. You need Bob the Builder in Act 6. So there's quite a lot to collect. And depending on what's left for people to get, some people might be paying attention to the density of checks regarding items versus NPC layers that they want to go clear.
Yes, very much so. Biggest thing to note right now is that as the runners approach these layers, you will see that some of them release really fast. Some of them seem to release a little bit slower, or like individual monsters as you clear them. Some of those monsters have had their spawn times adjusted just to try to help reduce some of the lag that happens. But we tried not to like completely change the function of the game to get that to happen. So a lot of times it'll be like the bushes in Act 2, or like things that if they spawn really, really fast caused tremendous amounts of lag on our screen. And we're still working out some of the bugs, but it is what it is.
I seem to remember the flowers in Act 2 with those little spawn things they have seem to be the most recent pain in the butt to deal with, lag-wise.
Yes, that is one of the monsters that we have adjusted a little bit, but I don't know that we've gotten it completely fixed, because like I said, we didn't want to take away all of the challenge of the game.
Right.
I know the biggest monster that a lot of our experienced players have had a lot of issues with is the little racing mice in Act 5. Because of how quickly they get to come out of the spawner layer now. Sometimes they actually really will get away from you before their iframes finish.
And on the topic of lag, the final boss fight is actually different now. There was a strategy for it just based off the lag, but now that that's been taken care of, it's just kind of a run and gun to the end, which is nice.
Well, it's always nice to kind of see how everybody develops their own kind of battle plan with that, versus where, like you said before, it really was a, hey, if you hold off this 2 frames and then like everybody could be like in sync for that final battle.
Yeah. Twinkie seems to have had an unfortunate death, but we have that shortcut into the second half, so not too bad to kind of walk back there. Seems like Pale is the first one back.
And a medical herb.
He's gonna go check behind Francis here, see what Francis has been hiding.
Francis is hiding a sword, Solar.
That's a naughty boy. That's the naughty boy.
Well, now we know why he's been standing so still, so that Queenie wouldn't notice him.
That's a good find. That'll help the players level up pretty quickly.
So yes, with finding that Z sword, moving into the painting is not quite as painful as it would have been just with the Sword of Life. They'll be able to take on our little metal monsters that are here in the painting, which will help get them some levels pretty quickly.
Dom, last question for you. What is the best spell in the game, and why is it Tornado?
Solar, I would disagree with you that Tornado is the best spell in the game, because there's absolutely no control over that spell, so anything else is better.
You just need to will it harder, but okay. No, but I think the runners will probably be looking for Light Arrow as they're going through. I think that's considered the best spell in the game to get. Tornado better than Spark Bomb? My man. Sin gets it.
See, I'll take Spark Bomb any day, and use it with pride. So
But yeah, I mean, with that early sword, I think just a better armor would be really nice for the players. Light armor, probably the best at this point, just to make them invincible, but I'm sure they'll take anything they can get. I know, Wise, I know.
So, seeing Pale get our first emblem of the game, he also unlocked, like Solar said, Bob the Builder, which is the soldier that builds the castle in Act 6. Very important character to find. Finding him early is very, very helpful.
Not only is that... Oh, actually... You can get the hidden item in Act 6 without Bob the Builder, right? Or do you need that castle build?
Negative. You need the castle build for that.
So that's two things Bob the Builder is good for.
So also note that Pale is avoiding stepping on any of those layers that he's already unlocked as he's dealing with these metal monsters, because as soon as you step on an NPC layer, it resets those monsters. So don't want to get the time loss of having them respawn and having to restart killing those monsters, even though it is great XP.
So yeah, great. We have all 4 runners in Leo's painting right now. They should be able to full clear it since they do have the Z-Sword. And the baby version of Solid Arm, aka Metal Manus, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just holding out the Z-Sword when they get there.
No, it shouldn't be a problem at all. There is our old woman that we need to get out of Act 1. Oh, a lot of unfortunate deaths happening for all of our runners.
We do have Lisa.
Oh, poor Lisa.
So
we also have that dream rod, so...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the runners go back for that or leave it for a later time.
That is the great question of Soul Blazer, is how do you route it?
If you're Solar, you obviously make the wrong calls.
Hence, I know where everybody's time was for the prequel seed, and Solar wasn't too shabby this time.
Really? I did okay?
You did amazing, sir.
Well, now I'm curious. It's not like it matters. How'd I do? How'd I do?
3rd?
I will take that. Okay.
Out of 7.
And now I'm back in depression. That's not too bad for using speed up. I mean...
Sir, now you ruin it for yourself. And I did warn you before you started running the seed about the new changes, so you can't say that you didn't know.
No, I remember the prequel since it's over and we can talk about it now. I remember it. I cleared basically everything.
Yeah, that prequel seed wasn't something to laugh at.
No, it was pretty rough. It baited me in the left tower early too, and it was for nothing, and now I'm just sad again from talking about it.
Okay, so now we are at our moment of truth. Does Pale go ahead and take care of Lisa, or does he just move on?
Ultimastrike getting the blue stone. little French vanilla, since the old man usually gives you the brownstone.
As well as Metal Mantis having, you know, the village chief as the lair, so that was vanilla.
Sure, sure.
So I know Ultima has been running the weekly seeds with the Axeman, and their times have been pretty close week to week. So will be interesting to kind of see how this all plays out.
All right, looks like Pale is gonna go check Lisa. See what.
As does Ultima.
Yep.
Oh, we got bubble armor.
That's gonna be 450 seed.
We don't forfeit over bubble armor.
Unless I can't handle Act 3. I just can't.
And Lisa's lair has a mushroom that we need to get out of Act 4. So, totally needed.
Sorry, Arganhan, that is not the solar armor. The solar armor is in a check Solar doesn't check. And it's the actual soul armor.
Yes, Lisa was actually very important this seed. And no, when this was not a seed that you did, I totally did this one like last minute.
Alright, at least the bush spawner for Pale is a single one at a time. It's not too bad.
So, as you can see, these little bushes, they do have an arm that extends. While that arm is extended, however, they are unable to take any damage, but it can damage you. So, learning to avoid and dodge and know the manipulation of your enemies is always a very important skill within Soul Blazer Rando.
You can see Pale did get hit once by one of those bushes, but with the bubble armor and level 7, they're actually not too bad right now.
So yes, we really tried to get into Act 2 about level 5. Before that, it's kind of rough. After that, we start getting some of our offense and defensive upgrades a little bit, just with our levels, so it doesn't make it nearly as scary. Right now, you see Pale and Ultima dealing with these statues. So the biggest thing with these statues is to try to give them as little area to respawn in as possible, because they just kind of randomly pop up on any available like land tile that they can, you know, whenever they're ready to spawn. So if you find an area that's really, really small to kind of keep them in, you know right where they're going to come up at, which is why you see them kind of running like away from this one particular spot to another. Our lovely flowers with our butterflies inside the water shrine. Only monster within the whole game that actually has two XP values assigned to it, because it is 2 parts. And the little lizards that jump out of the water, those ones are the only monster in the game that the HP actually resets if they jump back into the lair.
I'm hoping we get to see one of these main NPCs unlock early so that we can see a little diversion between the runners. So far, it's been a little linear.
I think with the fact that we have bubble armor, that's probably where we're still going to see divergence and people just wanting to move forward versus hanging out or not. So normally acts 1 and 2 are kind of linear and everybody's kind of right at the same spot, all depending on how they handled the various monster fights along the way.
And Sarah, that will depend on when and if we see the Soul Blade early. I'm not too sure if people will come back if it's late game just to do that, but we'll see.
And just a reminder to everybody that just because you see like the separation between the runners right now kind of getting like larger, all it takes is one death or one wrong pick of where to go and everything turns right back around. So this is going to be far from over, all the way up until the very last hit on death toll.
Another emblem of Ultimastrike screen. Pale and Ultima right with each other right now.
Yeah.
Making Queenie pretty close too.
I was gonna say, I haven't watched the weekly times. I think it's kind of everybody's getting a lot closer in their times with the speed up of the text and patches that we've done. So it's just phenomenal to see how much this community has grown, especially in at least the last year. Like I said, maybe a little bit longer. So again, if you are interested in learning this game at all or participating in like this tournament or exhibition type style stuff, please feel free, join the community. Everybody is willing to talk and help explain things to you if you have questions. And of course, ask away in the chat because me and Solar, we will answer as best as we can. Plus, there are some knowledgeable individuals that are just kind of watching the chat to answer for you.
And when I say something wrong, Amlas will correct me. So yeah, have no fear. Ask away. Also, what's really interesting, I believe Soul Blazer Randomizer is in beta right now for Archipelago. Yeah?
Actually, I believe it's been pushed to getting ready to be very live access on Archipelago for multi-world performance.
Out of beta? Alright. I mean, I know it's in a few multi-worlds already. I'm just not sure if it was something you could get off the site or if it's something you had to kind of standalone set up. But yeah, that is super interesting. I'm sure we'll see a huge uptick in people playing that. And there is the Wood Guardian.
So just a quick plug for the multi-world side of it. It does have a couple of changes that are not in this randomizer, to include like progressive swords. So like if you have 3 swords, you have Psycho Sword or critical sword damage. I can never keep them in the right order, so it's amazing like at what all is going on with that. Along with World of Evil is not just dead. Like you can find NPCs in the chests in the World of Evil.
Mind blown. Look at these statues with the spikes. Get out of here. Thank goodness for bubble armor.
This is learning the progression of your monsters. Oh, and there's our nod to ActRaiser with Teddy.
Is that brat's name?
Yes, that's that brat's name in the tool shed.
Ooh, the red hot stick on Pale.
And on Ultima.
So now you got something interesting. Fire Shrine or Act 3? Who's gonna break off? Who's gonna continue on?
I think with these runners, most of them are just going to continue through the Fire Shrine because of the metal monsters that are going to help get them some more levels before they go start tackling Act 3.
Makes sense, makes sense. I think, yeah, I would agree with that. If we didn't have the Z-Sword, probably I would skip the Act 3, but you can't beat the experience you get from the metal scorpions.
So the special swords still do what the special swords do. It's just when you swing the swords, because you can swing all of them, they're not level locked in the multi-world the way they are in here. You get the equivalent damage of whatever level you're at. So say you get the Sword of Life and then the Soul Blade, it's equivalent to like having your tier 2 sword.
There's a multi-world, Siryu. Rejoice. Alright, Twinkie hitting these random statues. Good luck on that, Twinkie. Queenie unlocking the Wood Guardian. About to find the despair of statues. These scorpions that Ultima and Pale are going through right now, there is a pattern to kind of go through this room and catch them all in their cycles. But man, it's a pain when you're trying to avoid stepping on the layers as you're killing them and resetting everything.
It can be, because there are several of the layers that are like directly in the path that you need, and so neither one of the runners doing it quite the way that I do it and quickly handle all of them. But again, this is one of those, everybody kind of finds their own like happy way to do it and moves on.
A whole new multi-world. Sorry, you can't put stuff in chat like that and expect me not to sing. Well, Siryu, I know Illusion of Gaia is being kind of worked on for it. I don't really know the status of PaleDim25. I know there's a randomizer for PaleDim25, but I don't really know if anybody's trying to support multi-world. But Illusion of Gaia is in the works right now.
Ooh, the Lucky Blade.
Yes, he is, Sai. So there are some chests that disappear, or some checks that disappear once you progress after a certain point. So like that chest on this floor of the Fire Shrine, it disappears once you clear that layer. So there can't be any key item in there. So that's not something a runner has to worry about.
And it has been manipulated and moved slightly in the multi-world, so.
Ooh, interesting.
So that chest will not disappear anymore if you're doing a multi-world. It is actually in that top corner of that little box, versus there in the bottom corner.
What happens when the queen kicks it in Act 6?
The queen spot is still the queen spot. So when she kicks it in Act 6, spoiler alert, for those that are new to seeing this, like her item when she's there is still missable and is still not going to be anything that could make it so you can't progress the game.
Okay.
Very nice, Seru.
No, don't applaud that. We're not puns.
You opened it up, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So, again, everybody moving through, taking some Ultima taking a little bit of damage there on those fire plates. That can be avoided if we had the ice armor at this point. However, all we have is bolt armor. So you try to time it so that you get on and off of those plates as quickly as possible.
I think, and maybe I'm just speaking from my own experience, you play it a little risky when you do have the Z sword here. I didn't hope you level up so that you get your HP refill and don't have to worry about it too much.
Yes, semi-classical. It is a little more rare to have ice armor at this point in time. However, it does happen. That ice armor also can be very helpful when you're in Act 5 dealing with the hot tiles there as well. So just a little piece of information for the viewers in case they run across it.
Ooh, Ultima.
Having to be very, very careful with our HPs right now for Ultima and Pale.
Looking at the experience, I think Pale already leveled up, so he's not. Oh yeah, he just leveled up. All right.
So, as we've kind of alluded to, this game is made by Quintet. Many of its resources have been reused in many different games, from ActRaiser before Soul Blazer to Illusion of Gaia and Terra Enigma. And they're all just kind of loosely grouped together. All of the mermaid statues for Act 3.
Ooh. I'm gonna make a bet. I'm gonna say Blesser required this seed. We'll see.
We shall see.
Ooh, Sleeping Soldier has Big Pearl. That's useful information.
That can be useful information, as that little sea grotto has become a huge pain for a lot of runners.
Alright, no Guardian Leaf that I can see yet, meaning we'll be skipping on to Act 3. Be interesting to see if anybody goes back to Act 1 for those couple of checks or leave it for later.
You mean the Greenwood Leaf, correct?
Everybody in chat and you must have misheard me, because I definitely said Greenwood Leaf.
Okay, Solar.
I'm sorry for who I am, Amalas. I need help. Someone should have told me to take a nap today.
I did tell you to take a nap today!
I know, but I don't listen to anybody. I have problems.
And then you're trying to, like, give me a heart attack before everything even starts.
Hey, we don't need to talk about that.
Did you tell your wife what you said?
What I said? Oh! Oh! Yeah, she read it. She thought it was funny.
Medical herb on the pedestal, so no, not a ped seed.
Wah, wah. I might sit. I might have to step away for a moment.
You guys are horrible.
Oh, that is all 8 emblems. Ooh, Pale going back to Act 1. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
And Teddy has the green stone. I'm getting that second check behind Francis as well.
We unlocking Gnome.
Oh no, there's still a few things in Act 1. We still have the Ivy to get to the Hype Cave that needs to show up. But oh, and the Purple Stone, so Act 1 loaded.
And depending on how the seed plays out, we might be coming back to Act 1 just to talk to the goat that unlocks with the goat food. To see if we can find out where one of the key items are between the armor, the sword, and the phoenix.
Yes, that's always a possibility. However, that goat tends to give you what you already know.
Someone's been spurned.
Nah, it's just normally I don't get a chance to get to that goat before I have everything. Yes, Ultima finding the soul armor there on our red hot mermaid.
Oh.
That we didn't really know that we had unlocked until you walk into the plaza.
Also, shout outs to Majam.
South Urta. Gotta love it.
Hey, Grandpa Log.
Okay, starting to see a little divergence between our runners here. Pale being in South Urta, Ultima being on the seabed.
I might have missed it. The Twinkie's in Act 3, but a lower level than the other runners. I'm wondering if there was some stuff that was skipped, like the metal scorpions on one of the screens.
Maybe? I kind of missed it myself, to be 100% honest with you. Or maybe just didn't take the time to fight the two metal scorpions when you first enter Fire Shrine, knowing that you're gonna reset them and come back to it. That could be the difference in the XP for the levels here. Because Queenie's out of Act 2 as well. cleaning up the items in Act 1. Grandpa Lake there in South Urta. Looks like Ultima's going to Durin first. Interesting play, considering...
a little scary with that amount of HP, isn't it? On that fire?
Like I said, we'll see how he handles it. It could be a good play. I know I wouldn't be here at 13 with the armor that we've got, but you know.
Heck no.
But then again, Ultima has soul armor that he can put on instead of staying in the bubble armor, so a little give and take.
Soul Blade on Pale. Hubba hubba. There you go, looking a little less useful.
So now we're going to be playing the, does Pale go back and power level a little bit, or does he just keep moving forward?
Good point.
Queenie seeing the despair that the pedestal is dead. But again, Ultima definitely showing us that, you know, you can learn to handle these more difficult zones with just a little bit of care. Of course, for newer runners and people newer to this, in the vanilla game, there is a little angelfish you talk to that actually makes this zone very, very, very safe. However, in the rando, it just lags with that extra sprite kind of on the screen. And Pale going back to power level in Water Shrine. For those that wanted to see it, our current champion showing us how it's done. Ultima dealing with these metal monsters. Took a little bit of time there to take care of our flying friends of the game that love to throw tornadoes at us. Pale getting his soul armor. Okay, so now Ultima getting into the part that gets really, really scary. Having to walk on that active lava. Trying to get to this last layer for this zone that we have to deal with. And clears that layer to find Grandpa Loon. Oh, be still my heart.
I said that I didn't have my button pressed. Seems like we have another Amala seed, huh? Go ship now. Oof.
Found a Dr. Leo. They're outside of Rockford. Looks like Ultima's going towards Bluster. While Pale is there in Rockbird. Twinkie also in Bluster.
Don't know magic though.
Still no magic, that's scary.
You definitely want magic for the second half of Act 4, otherwise it becomes very, very tedious. Twinkie unlocking the Big Pearl Soldier.
Ultima getting our little sleeping log that then tells us that we can fly. See, we as the viewers are always winning. Our runners are doing a good job at kind of staying very close together. We are starting to see some divergence. Not a lot, but just a little bit. QueenAnneB gonna take an intentional death warp here.
Pale with the green leaf. Already. What's the leaf called?
Greenwood leaf.
Greenwood leaf, that's the one. Once a year, folks. I get to play this game once a year.
He decides to play it once a year.
I get told I'm playing it for a tournament once a year. No, I do have fun playing this for sure. It's very strategic as you go through it. It's like real-time puzzle solving depending on what random enemies pop out of the lair. You have to figure that out as you go. It's the kind of speed running I like to do.
Always fun. QueenAnneB there getting us Kiki, the bird who talks to us about Turbo, the dog, and founder of Greenwood. When we see that little dream sequence, we will thank our very esteemed original programmers of this game for shortening that text dialogue.
As long as they talk in the right direction, right order.
Okay, looking like Pale's getting ready to finish up Rockbird with this last layer. See if this crystal has anything of importance.
Could be, could be. We'll see.
We shall just have to wait.
Pale opening up as he passes them. That's a risky, risky game.
Pale also showing that mermaid right there in the plaza, after you've collected the item from her, she will heal you if you talk to her again.
I didn't know that.
You're always learning something new, sir.
Wait, why would you need that? Oh, if you take a gem back. That makes sense. Okay.
Or if you just really got hurt and don't like to listen to, you know, it like being close to death. Don't want to go back to the main shrine for the zone either.
So that staircase Ultimastrike just went through. That's where the new stone is. Although they already talked to the statue to remove it. Yeah, it seems like everybody's sticking around in Act 3. Just kind of full clearing it.
Just all in different orders, so it's Interesting to see.
As commentators, it's great. It's great to see everything mixed around. Makes it so easy for us to see what's what.
Also, you'll notice that some of our runners are not necessarily hitting every single layer in a zone. That is intentional. We have learned that there are a couple of the layers throughout the game that do absolutely nothing for us, and as speedrunners, we don't like to do useless.
Some shortcuts are nice, but most of the time we'll just death warp to skip it. And that's what they do. They just skip the layers.
Also notice that we got the squirrel inside the tree that told us what it had. It happens to have the Thunder Ring, this seed, which with us having the Z sword is completely useless. So our runners will probably not be talking to that squirrel again and handing over those delicious seeds to pick up that item.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm a loss, but I believe the Soul Blade isn't used for logic itself. So if you had the Soul Blade, it doesn't mean that metal monsters are in logic. Especially those metal apes.
Correct. The Soul Blade is not logically used to progress because it is only defined for the world of evil. Within the logic. So, in our case right now, when we get to Act 6, until we get the Spirit Sword, the ghosts are out of logic.
So do you know if it's allowed to do certain glitches in this game, like in the run? Like attack swinging and going into your menu and changing swords as you swing to damage the ghosts?
In the rando, it is allowed, just like it is for anybody that learns the speed runs. I know I don't do it because it's hard for me to do those kind of tricks, because it is time-based and like pixel perfect stuff, but I do know that like the Axeman and Lost Core have done it before, and even here in tournament to kind of show us how it's done.
Okay, cool.
So we have both sets of stairs to Marie now. I believe we also have the great door that we need to get there to Model Town. So Act 5 could be very quick. Again, like we said, everybody, once everybody starts kind of diverging a little bit, it gets a little bit harder for us to keep up with everything that has and hasn't been gotten. So feel free to help correct us if we say something wrong.
But yeah, this will we'll see if people slid off from Act 4 and Act 5. I think Pale's got a little more freedom in his choice just because he's already at level 19. But everybody else might want to go to Act 5 for more experience, or they might want to stay in Act 4 to kind of level up until they hit 16 so they can actually swing the Z-Sword for Act 5.
Well, Twinkie's already moving on to Act 4, so Twinkie says, I'm done with Act 3. So Twinkie giving us our first look at the Mountain of Souls and all of its inhabitants.
Yeah, I remember this Act 4 used to be very, very laggy with all those bats firing their projectiles at you, or all the tree stumps with all their ice spikes. Running smooth as butter now.
And so, for those of you that like lore in your games, all of these little gnomes that we see on the mountain are an age of 0 to 1 year old. Flame ball there on the ghost ship, so some people have some magic now.
Is that considered magic, though?
It still allows for long-range fighting, sir.
Alright, that's fair, that's fair.
Ultima, be careful.
Medical herb.
I think he's got it equipped. Oh, there we go. He got through the fight with the skull boss.
Alright, GG Ultima for that.
A little bit of a useless mermaid for the trouble, but again, no NPC layer in this game is completely useless because it does heal you for a specific amount depending on which zone you're in. So every little bit of healing is always a plus in my book.
Alright, Pale's gonna be working on through his pathway through the lava blocks. He's a little better shape than what we were seeing before at level 19, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
No, this is definitely a much safer level to be tackling this zone at. Just because the fact is that you do have that little bit of extra HP to deal with.
And now Twinkie's gonna get to show us what's on this ledge of the mountain, these 4 chests.
So you learn about these chests in a dream. Ooh, the red hot mirror. And Solar's favorite spell of the game.
Alright, totally worth.
So, between Act 3's Flame Ball and Act 4's Tornado, not a magicless mountain. If we have to go do plain old.
I mean, Twinkie's already won in my book. That's for sure. Elena gets it. As does Major Tom. That's Pale's emote. Oh yeah, Pale, good for you.
Oh, apparently Twinkie didn't want to put on his soul blade to take out that snowball.
It's free, what, 3,000 experience for that?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh, somebody teach Twinkie a faster way to go through that.
That wasn't too bad. I mean, a little more confusing than the way some other runners do it.
Hey, it works though. It works to get you there.
As long as he can remember that's the way to do that, that's his plan. That's his way. We don't knock it.
Sure.
Okay, Twinkie grabbing that A leaf and the silver stone.
We're out of 6.
Okay, and just for anybody that's curious, The tracker that you see on Pale Queen Anne and Ultima versus the one that you see on Twinkie, they actually are the same tracker, just with slightly different updates to show you the individual stones versus it just be collapsed, and just kind of be that 4 out of 6.
Twinkie going back to Act 3. Interesting.
Twinkie's probably going back to Act 3 because he didn't really complete a whole lot of it when he first went through it. If anything at all past South Urda, as a matter of fact.
Alright, let's switch it over to Ultima's audio. Pretty quiet. I want to switch back. Let me check Queenie's audio.
Careful, Queenie, careful.
Alright, so Twinkie and Ultima do have Gnome unlocked. I need my jam. Twinkie, save us.
Queenie there showing us that little bird I was talking about with his saying of I believe I can fly. And our best wishes to La Hulk for shortening that text chat between Tiki and Turbo. The vanilla game that is like 5 minutes of your life.
Twinkie equipping Tornado because yes. Look at it, look at it. Clearing everything up. Wow, what an amazing spell. Good for you, Twinkie.
Yes, I will admit, it is powerful. However, when it does not go the way you want it to go, and you have to run off the screen to get it to disappear, to try again, it's so bad.
So bad, it's good. Alright, let's see where Pale's off to now. To Act 4.
And another little tidbit. That very first crocodile you crossed to get to Tiki, if you actually just kind of stand on him, he actually gives you another set of dialogue.
I learned.
So, you know, it's not just his little rude comment about, you know, oh, so you're going to walk on me. You can actually stand there and he kind of tells you to get off of him.
Ooh, Ultima going Act 2, Light Shrine. Alright, here's the divergence we wanted to see.
Queenie back there enduring, trying to clean up. Hopefully not die again.
Metal Monkeys was Model Town, so there are a few different places people can go. This is nice. Interestingly enough, Ultima did not choose to hit level 19 on the spears, but there are spirits in here that give you a fair amount of experience if you kill them with the Spirit Sword or Soul Blade, so we might see some levels here anyway.
Sorry, I was trying to look back through my notes to figure out what Pale is missing to be able to get out of Act 4. And my guess is going to be that he's missing the Jailer Gnome.
Yep, and that's in the next section. I think it's like the first or second layer in the next section.
Twinkie off to Act 5, giving us our first look at Dr. Leo's lab.
Level 15 though, so can't swing the Z-Sword quite yet.
Which for the monster that he's taking on, that doesn't really matter right now. There are a few in the zone that he can take out without that metal ability, so we'll see how far he can go here. Hopefully he'll level up before he actually needs that sword. And as Solar said, Ultima there in the Light Shrine, kind of showing us how to get around it in the dark.
Alright, Pale getting Tornado. Elena, let us know if there was a happy little dance or not.
Oh, and it appears that Ultima has still not gone to South Urta and gotten his Soul Blade, so going to have to double dip Light Shrine to kill off those orb monsters, according to the tracker.
Well, that's disappointing. Now I wanted to know what was going to be behind this. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, there's Pale getting his chair in there.
Finding Marie the doll. And our Ivy to Hype Cave there on Twinkie's screen, but Twinkie's searching for Marie. As always, everybody, feel free to follow our runners. We will get that link in chat here momentarily, along with mine and Solar. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, Speed Gaming, we always appreciate you letting us be here to show off this game. Look at me remembering the commands to get that done.
Bravo, bravo.
just like he only plays this game once a year, I only commentate once a year.
Huh. Okay, help me here. It's my own inexperience. Where Pale is right now. This is Loon or Lano?
This would be Lano accessed from Loon. So most of us just call it Loon at this point because you can't. Okay, so Solar, if you hit the button to tell you how many layers are still in the area at the very end of Lano, it tells you that there's still 3 layers available, which are the 3 layers you see here. Hence why it's connected, but it's not.
You have to excuse us, folks. I'm lost when silent, trying to contemplate just how dumb her partner in commentary actually is.
Oh no, actually, just watching Pale take on these wonderful whiz robes that we have in the game that are so much of a pain.
Well, choosing to use Fireball instead of planting a tornado there, it's an interesting choice, but, you know...
More control.
Alright, I'm seeing Twinkie go through Act 5. Doesn't seem like any mice got away, which is nice.
Were there any mice that ran, though? I think everything that we've seen have kind of been tied, like this one, with no wall. Welcome in to anybody that's just joining us. You are coming into the middle of our Herb Percent exhibition match in place of our annual tournament. This year we just didn't quite have the participation to host a full tournament this year, so we're still giving you a single match, and hopefully next year we'll be able to bring you a full day of Soul Blazer again. Just some scheduling conflicts and emotional events caused some delays this year to getting the tournament going.
Oh, we are full of wizards. Well, that's one thing I don't think we talked about. It's just the mechanic of the game itself. Usually you have this ball light circling you. You can actually manipulate that pretty well on the screen to affect where your magic goes. You saw Pale there kind of aiming it away from him to hit those wizards above him. It's very, very useful.
And there are multiple ways to kind of manipulate that ball of light. The easiest way is to just kind of get yourself pinned on a wall and push it away from you, which is kind of how we use it in the light shrine to get through the dark rooms. But some of our more experienced runners have learned how to just swing their sword and make it move. I can't do it.
That's definitely a harder way to do that.
Speed running strats at their finest. I do know Pale here recently actually took on a very unique challenge run. Completely armorless and with minimal herbs, I think is what he did.
Low percent. So trying to just use as little as possible. timing certain level ups just when you need it, just to be able to get through some areas, just to survive. Very, very interesting challenge.
And so it brought up some really interesting discussions in the Soul Blazer Rando community to actually get a full low percent being no bubble armor and no herbs.
Oh yeah, one of those level ups is in the water without bubble armor, so you can actually survive getting through. Forgot about that.
And Pale, they're finding Lala, our dolphin that helps Lou in his escape. And fighting our US censored boss. So for those that are unaware, the Japanese version of the game, this boss is actually a female. Her name is Medusa. However, for censorship purposes, for the US, it got changed to a male, and it's called Poseidon.
It was too cold in the middle of this ocean. Oh, Twinkie going to go check Height Cave. What do we see? Interesting.
2 swords and a light arrow.
Kinda worth.
I know Pale would be a little happier if he had light arrow right now.
Yeah. Alright, Queenie taking on Poseidon. Ultima taking on the lair that was unlocked from the sleeping mushroom. And Pale just finishing up the few checks in here as well. The runners are starting to come back together again.
And that's what the game does. It kind of separates out and comes back together. So yes, for most of our any percent runners, their magic of choice is going to be light arrow. That is what most of those speed runs depend on heavily.
Dale getting his 4th stone. And Twinkie making the deer have a concussion.
To find out that it was a waste of time. But not as depressing as that single gem.
Probably not. Alright. Act 5, Pale.
Okay, Twinkie back in the fire shrine, cleaning up the metal monsters. A lot quicker than everybody else, with the fact that he can actually swing the sword at them.
Yeah, maybe that was the reason for skipping these. Hoping nothing super necessary for progression was there, but just coming back whenever you could actually swing. I don't really know if it is a time save for I have to walk back through again, but would pay off.
I would, I don't know personally, there's a few places where, like I feel that things are faster, but then, I have people that actually time and speed run and they're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, well, it sure feels that way to me. See if Twinkie's going to continue on. Yep, continue on to the light run. And now all of our runners are in all different places. Luckily, a lot of it is repeat for us, so...
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there were too many mice that people had to worry about in Act 5.
Okay, so just to recap right now, Queen Anne is still looking for her final NPC that she needs to get out of Act 4, has cleared pretty much everything up to this point. Pale, I think, is just kind of continuing through progression to make sure that he's not missing anything to get out of Act 5. Twinkie kind of in the same boat. He's looking more for Marie the doll, which he needs to get out of Act 5. And Ultimate is just kind of figuring where he needs to go, it looks like.
Where are you going, Ultimate? Act 5, alright.
And showing us if he's got accesses through the second floor. Yes, we're through the door. And he does have his stairs up to Marie, so see what goes on there. Little dream sequence on this cat. It is affectionately known as Netta's cat, because Netta used to say all the time that cat always held something of importance.
That in Model Town too. Twinkie doesn't seem to be going after the spirits. Maybe kind of employing the same tactic of waiting for the spirit sword.
Maybe. We'll see if it pays off. I know if I'm there and I've got Soul Blade, I'm taking on those so that I don't have to come back.
Yeah.
We'll be making very quick work of our 3 lion head statue boss. So far, no grandmas.
Well, one's running, one's doing commentary right now.
Not those grandmas.
Oh, okay. Hopefully Pale wasn't too dizzy with that, Delana.
The true dancing grandmas.
feel bad. We robbed poor Goodwill. One good grandma dress to make that video.
Could have found something a little less risque.
I was trying to entice people, Amala. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of myself. Just leave me alone.
Enticing as a grandma with a 5 o'clock shadow.
Alright, alright. Oh wow, look at these runners go. Good for you, runners.
Okay, so Pale dealing with our little racing mice that are actually running on the screen instead of just stuck to their lair. Does a great job at it. I actually believe that is the vanilla response there.
Get some Twinkie action.
In our model towns. This is 2, I believe. I missed seeing which one he went into. So, forgive me.
Yeah, most of the time you're not going to see the runners pick up the spirit here to see these invisible enemies. They kind of have an idea of where they'll be. It's a little rough when it's a bunch of catapults in random sections that you can't see, but I mean, the runners do have fireball, so it's not too bad to kind of just poke around to see where they are.
Queenie there getting our goat that wants some food to tell us some information. See if she goes back to it eventually. Pale finding our VIP card, and Ultima is in Model Town 1. While Twinkie is in Model Town 2. So, seeing both of our model towns fairly quickly. Ultima finding that light armor that everybody would have loved to have had a little while ago.
Soul Blazer do be Soul Blazerin'.
All the medical herbs. Okay, is Pale going on to Act 6? No, we're going back to pick up items, it looks like. Okay, Queenie giving us our first look at Act 6. We got some mushroom shoes, everybody. And according to the tracker, Twinkie has found both dancing grandmas.
Do it.
They're in Model Town 2.
Netta would be so happy. When you get in the big pearl.
Ultima finishing up Model Town 1. I don't know that there was really anything of any importance found. But of course, I could be wrong. Let me double check my notes.
Yeah, as it stands, everybody's kind of missing the same thing item-wise. Which is interesting considering they're at different places right now. Okay, Pale getting the mushroom shoes now.
Queenie in the Magic Castle basement found her spirit sword.
Here she did.
So, like we like to remind everybody, it's really hard to tell, like, who's in the lead because at any point in time, it can quickly change. If we went solely on stones and like NPCs to get to the finish, Twinkie would be barely squeaking ahead because he does have both of the dancing grandmas, and he also found Pathfinder, which is the little toy that gets you the path to those grandmas there in Model Town 2.
Okay, so we are seeing Pale do that trick with the sword, swinging it. So he couldn't swing the soul blade, but he switched weapons while he was swinging to kill those ghosts really quick.
Okay, there's Pale getting his spirit sword, and he's going to be happy about having that to be able to get through this particular zone.
It's kind of gross to put that there, isn't it?
That would be vanilla logic for you, sir. It is just in front of where it is absolutely needed.
That's gross.
So all the way up to this point that he's at right now, the spirit sword can show up and be within logic.
So gross. Also, it seems we have some bias in the chat right now. But we'll let that pass. We'll let that pass.
I mean, he is our reigning title holder right now for the tournament, so not really a bias. Just stating facts.
Knock on wood, nobody misses any of these layers that are still shown as uncleared.
So true, so true. We do sometimes get these graphical issues. Delina, I mean, we're technically not having a tournament, so he's still going to be the reigning title holder until our next tournament. I know it is definitely going to be my plan to try to make sure that we get back to our March and April time frame for this, so hopefully we'll have better turnout for participation so that we can give you guys everything that you love to see in 4 matches in a weekend of Soul Blazer.
Queenie hitting level 20. She's been able to swing that spirit sword. We'll see if when she goes back to other acts, if that will help her a little bit in speed and killing enemies over 19. But the others have had to kind of grind too.
Everybody just seeming to go back and clean up anything that they've left uncleared at this point.
Amlas, what is your least favorite check to do in this game?
Absolute least favorite check to do? Give me a second to think on it.
Sure. I know Queenie's is the bird. Boss fight in Act 6. I think mine is probably the entirety of Act 3.
So, I would say that the demon bird fight is definitely a weak point for me. Simply because in the rando, we hardly ever do it.
Yeah.
But if there had to be checks that I really wish I didn't have to do, it would be left tower.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure. No items, only NPCs.
All the lag, like even with the lag reduction that we've gotten with the newest patches, it is still just so slow. Everybody running around here trying to find King Magritte at this point.
Those two final stones, so they wanted to go to the World of Evil to hunt for the Red Hot Ball or the Phoenix.
Still a lot of places that those items can be hidden in. You know, everybody that we've seen so far go to Light Shrine have left the spirit monsters intact. Haven't cleared those. So that's always a possibility. We still got Right Tower to do. Because we're still just kind of in the castle basement right now with our runners. I'm actually surprised that Pale took the long way around this dungeon this time.
Are you going back to Act 5? Where are we going? Where are we going?
Ultima showing us our most favorite thing to do in any RPG, an escort quest.
That is something I learned recently, is if you do have the animal show unlocked, which they don't right now, but you can, I think you can talk to the mole, and then while he starts to walk, you can talk to the animals. Or it might be vice versa. You talk to the animals, and then while they're shifting around, go talk to the mole, and then while you come back and talk to the squirrel to finish that. It's a nice little time save for it, instead of just doing each check by itself.
Very true. Most runners I see start the mole walking and then go and deal with our Woodstein trio.
Okay.
Because that mole will just kind of sit there and walk into the platform while you're dealing with them with the animals moving around. Okay, so I can see for a fact that Ultima has found our super bracelet. Kind of missed where he found that out, so I don't know if anybody else has it right this second, but that bracelet will help us out both with our physical damage and our defense in one item versus the other two bracelets that only give you one improvement or the other. Pale in our VIP right tower.
Usually a good spot for items you need to go here. I say as he gets nothing important. Oh, except King Magrid right there. Very nice.
We found the king!
2 more stones for Pale, and then he can go to the World of Evil if he chooses. Still need to get the red hot ball and both grandmas though. Unlock Death Toll.
Yes, and so of the items that we're still needing, the red hot ball and the phoenix could be World of Evil, but could be elsewhere. So it'll be interesting to see what shows up first. Do our stones show up, or do our red hot items show up?
Ew, we don't want that. Get that left tower out of here.
Pale getting closer to probably the saddest scene in the whole game.
Ooh. Blackstone and right tower. One more, Pale, one more.
Where, oh where can it be?
I'm with you, Ascorian. I'm definitely with you on that.
So yes, World of Evil has a total of 7 checks, excuse me. Let me make sure that I stay corrected. And so, yes, if I am just looking for items, I will definitely take on World of Evil before a lot of other things. Pale showing us this demon bird fight. Oh, Lord.
One dive. One dive only. That's a good fight.
The red hot mirror was in Act 4. With the 4 chests. No, nobody has found the ball yet.
That being said, when somebody does find all 3 red hot items, and they talk to the grandmas and it deletes them from their inventory, the tracker might do something weird and make 1 or 2 pop back up. Randomly happens, but don't get too thrown off by that.
Bye, Dr. Leo. It's been great knowing you. Stay strong, Lisa.
So remorseful, Amalas.
You were kind of talking. I couldn't cry fast enough.
I'm sorry. Alright, King Magritte only giving us Spark Bomb. Not our final stone. Pale going into left tower. You don't need the platinum card to go in here.
After that cutscene.
Yeah.
Because we also lose the guard that is supposed to take the platinum card. You know, Queenie's gonna be real upset at us for not going through the love story that is Soul Blazer between Blazer and Lisa.
I'm just happy I'm not getting asked very uncomfortable questions like I usually do in co-commentary with her. This has been very peaceful, Amalas. I can appreciate that.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's nice to have a co-commentator that, you know, actually shares the responsibilities.
Yeah. By the way, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Jerk!
Alright, so we're seeing a little lag like we were expecting in left tower on Pale's screen. But we'll see if any of these NPC layers opens up a way to an item somewhere else.
And again, like throughout the rest of the game, there is a special NPC soul that like helps you get through some of these areas. Like you could actually see that there's gaps in those walls to get through if you had that soul. However, again, we're all speedrunners at heart, and so we just speed through it.
Is that layer Pale just skipped not important?
No, that's an NPC layer that he skipped, so we'll see if he goes back and gets it before clicking on the crystal.
That's a heck of a min-max to walk past that. If that was what he was doing. Alright, Twinkie. Unlocking... What do you call that cave?
I call it the Sea Grotto.
Sea Grotto? Okay. Alright. Skipping that layer. Interesting.
Oh, let's hope that isn't important.
Ultimate getting grandmas.
Kind of keep an eye on it, because...
You very much do, Ascorian. You very much do. Again, if you'd like to join the Discord, get in on kind of learning about the Rando Blazer, maybe getting in some of the weekly seeds with people.
Learning more about our multi-world.
Yep, that too, that too. There's a link for it. Love to have you.
And just remember, every year we try to host this as a tournament in which we allow 12 individuals exposure here on Speed Gaming.
We've had more in the past than just the 12, and everybody gets to play, but the top 12 that get seeded get to be on the actual Speed Gaming restreamed.
Oh look, there was one set of metal mice that run before before the second part of the basement. Queenie was showing us those ones this time. Oh, Pale up there doing Leno. With his mushroom shoes. Okay, so this is the part of the game that just gets a little tedious because it's just everybody trying to figure out what they've left and what they still need to move forward.
Yeah, there's not really anything logic-wise that you can like piece together as you're going through the seed, like, oh, I got these items, so it definitely means the key item has to be somewhere else here. The runners are going to end up just kind of hunting where they can to find an item or an NPC, and since we do have Magrid found, we're just kind of looking for the other item checks or layers right now.
Everybody doing the best that they can, try to find those spots that they can do stuff. So and just in case we have anybody that's just recently joined, those things that we are looking for right now in order to complete the game are 6 stones, 6 world leaders, 3 red hot items, and 3 soul items. So those are the big things that we're looking for, and to get to level 24 to beat Death Toll.
Alright, Twinkie. Getting the spirit swords, all of those major swords have been collected, rounding out the top of trackers for everybody.
Very nice.
Yeah, both are in Model Town 2, semi-classical, but nobody's gone there because we're still looking for the red hot ball.
Pale getting ready to give us the check all the way at the top of the mountain that makes Leno so much of a pain.
Medical herb.
Oh, the medical herbs.
Mike's getting handled quite well by Queenie right now.
And when you join the Discord, all of the tournament announcement videos that we've done in the past are there within the Discord, so feel free to go back and see the progression that we've gone through.
Don't just, hang out with everybody. You don't have to go back. That's a lot to kind of scroll back through. We don't have to worry about that. I bet you're smiling right now, aren't you, Amalas?
As much as you love doing the announcement videos, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if this got mentioned or not, but Twinkie is kind of going through the basement right now. There are chests that are invisible. It's yet another spirit, right? That'll show you those chests, but most of the time
Correct.
people don't get that. They'll just remember where the chests are and pick them up.
Everybody has their preference on which announcement video is the best. I personally enjoy one from a couple years ago.
Is that the one where we sing? Is that the one?
It's the one Queenie wrote the whole song for.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody hums it as we're playing through the game. The first year that I participated with the community was the year that they sang along with the Act 5 song. So that was a great compilation piece too.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Alright, people. I'm making a call to you. I need that clipped, and I need that isolated, and sent to me as a soundbite that I can send back to Amalas whenever she gets on my case.
Solar, you knew there had to be at least something that got clipped for me commentating. I don't think I've gone a single year without something.
Nope, nope, nope. Hey, there's music right now. This is the one that Queenie wrote lyrics to. And I can't not hear it whenever I hear this tune now. Just kidding. No fighting. Alright, Pale's going into Model Town 2. Should be happy to find some grandmas in there.
Ultima is showing us what was in the sea grotto, and it was nothing.
Welcome in, Orphis. This is an exhibition match, just to kind of showcase it, even though there is no tournament this year. Still wanted to give you some entertainment, some good Soul Blazer action.
So yes, while we didn't have enough to conduct a full tournament, we at least still can give you guys the exposure again for this year, since we don't take up a lot of time on speed gaming, and those of us that normally run the weekly, you know, are small runners, so not a lot of exposure otherwise. And nothing to apologize for. You know, just life happens, and we all had things come up kind of this year to delay us getting it put together, which then means that everybody else's lives have to take precedence. We're here for the fun, not to blame. Well, you are always welcome to come back, start up again, see what has changed, because if you haven't played since the first tournament, there has definitely been a lot of change to kind of learn. And of course, everybody in the community will be more than willing to help you get back into the swing of things.
Alright, we are going to get to see what these spirits have. in Light Shrine.
Twinkie found Phoenix off of these spirit monsters on the upper floor in that chest.
Interesting. Good for you, Light Shrine. Good for you. So we know there's one more stone in Right Tower. I think we're just missing that last stone.
Yeah, where is the brownstone?
That and Twinkie hasn't talked to Magrid yet. Ultima just unlocked Magrid. I think Twinkie needs to go through Right Tower for that.
I was gonna say, Twinkie hasn't found his VIP card to get
Oh.
to King Magrid yet. Yeah, I don't think the NPC lair was as important as the chest there in Light Shrine.
Ultima unlocking left tower. I don't actually think there was anything good in there except for the one layer that we don't know what it held. So it'll be interesting to see if Ultima goes there and if we can learn some information from that.
Character also showing us that Ultima did go back and do everything in the Light Shrine, so he also has the Phoenix. So realistically, at this point, we're down to 2 items, everybody. The Brownstone and the Red Hot Ball. Everything else appears to have been found in some capacity. Twinkie there was staying on bubble armor. That was a little scary.
We've been there, Twinkie. We've been there. Don't worry. I got QB last year. Me last year or the year before, I forget.
It's in the clips.
Yeah.
Pale back in Model Town 1. Queenie there in the Sea Grotto getting the
bad
disappointment. Oh, and Ultima found our 6th stone under Queen Magrid.
Ew. Amalas, what the heck seed did you roll?
I'll tell you the story behind the seed at the end.
Oh my gosh. She's gonna kill you. Amalas, she's gonna kill you.
You don't have to fight the bird to get under the queen.
What? Oh, that's true, but you still gotta go there.
And she's headed that way now, so we're good.
Okay.
Ultima showing us the world of evil for the first time. Showing us where all of these checks are at. See if we are on the right path. So yes, a lot of these hidden item checks, they are very, very missable. And so until you learn them, know to check them, they can be very intimidating to brand new runners of the game. But again, we keep trying to work on documentation to help you know where to find these as you go through.
I'd switch to Ultima's sound right now, but it's a little low. I don't think it's getting picked up that much on stream.
Yeah. It's always the hardest thing when we're using restreams is everybody sounding at different levels, so we never know who's going to be loud enough for us.
Okay, well, Ultima is level 24, so you can swing that Soul Blade if he wants to. No need to grind anymore.
Could also use Phoenix to help take care of anything in the way. When we have the sounds turned all the way up for the runner, it's then on their stream side, and we can't ask them to adjust it in the middle of a race, so.
That and the person in charge right now is also currently running, so we have what we have. Medical herb. Where are you, Red Hot Ball? Are you on the solar armor check?
We're getting so close to finding out.
That is go mode for Ultima. Road of Evil paying off on that accursed spot. Yeah, Ultima's gotta go back. We're gonna see some dancing grandmas, and then time for Death Toll.
Pale showing us that little trick we were talking about with the escort mole and the trio. Dancing grandmas. Dance, 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 dance. Ooh, ooh. And off to our final fight.
Alright. You people of chat, you can tell me if it's loud enough or not, but we gotta at least try to have this music going. Okay, thank you. Good luck, Ultima.
So this fight takes like 13 rounds to get through.
You can get 5 hits in each round?
Roughly. Having the super bracelet helps take care of these flames really quickly.
Ultima seems like they're doing the old strat when there was lag, waiting to start the onslaught after the double laser beams get off the screen.
And for some people, it still does work for their favor. You know, it's all on timing, so.
All right, Twinkie getting the 6th stone. Let's see where Twinkie goes now. Oh, Twinkie going to the world of evil. We know eventually Twinkie will find the red hot ball there. Pale facing sadness as others have in the seabed cave. Oh, I know, semi-classical. It's wild the first time. You just gun death toll down at this point. No need to wait.
And with that, Ultimate wins and beats Death Toll with a time of
Ultimate.
2 hours, 13 minutes, and 22 seconds. Congratulations.
Yeah, we got Twinkie in the world of evil. Queenie looking like she's heading towards the light shrine, which she does need to do to get her phoenix. Pale talking to the guard, seeing that nothing important underneath.
And Queenie also needs to complete Light Shrine so that she can get her Queen Magret unlocked.
True. No worries, Ultimate, no worries. GG. Congrats.
At least she finished.
Pale now going to Light Shrine as well.
And like I was saying earlier, this right here just goes to show that it does not matter your level of skill with the game as to if you can win this tournament or not. It all comes down to sometimes just picking the right place.
Yeah, overall, Ultimate, you did well throughout the whole seed. It was a good run-through.
I was gonna say, Ultima, if you hang around for a little bit, we will try to get you an invite to the box to be able to chat with us, but unfortunately, I don't have the ability to do that. There's Queenie getting her Phoenix.
Dancing grandmas.
I like to dance. I like to dance. I dance. Dancing grandmas.
Oh, I am all about this version of Amelas.
I have to make up for Queenie not being here somehow. Of course, Ultima. If you need to cut your stream, that's fine. You are completed. Like I said, as soon as we can get you that invite, we will.
Let me Let me see. See if I can do something behind the scenes. Alright. Twinkie on death roll. Good luck, Twinkie.
Welcome in, Ultima. GG's.
GG's. Congrats, Ultima. Take your time, though. Unmute your mic whenever you're ready.
That's somebody that stepped in for a second. But, hello.
Hello. Tell us what you thought.
So this seed was interesting enough because there was, for one, Act 1 was stacked. Act 3 was super stacked, as always. And if anything, I think it showed a lot more with how much more runaround there can be, even if you have, like, St. L's full open.
Sure. GG to Twinkie. Twinkie finished with a time of 2:19:13.
Congratulations,
not too
Twinkie.
bad.
But, Slow Blazer Randomizer is one of my favorite randomizers just because of the simplicity of things. Like, there's not a whole lot of technical things you have to do, like with Legend of Zelda in particular, because I know there's like a whole bunch in Link to the Past Randomizer. But it's interesting.
For sure.
That we have a very simple randomizer that people can literally just jump in and play and not have to worry about it. All you're worrying about is just moving Blazer around and such. And that's it.
Yeah. Welcome in, Twinkie. GG's. Congrats on finishing the seed.
Congrats, Twinkie.
Good job to you both.
What'd you think about the seed, Twinkie?
Exhausting. I do not like seeds where I have to jump between X constantly. It felt like that was all I was doing the entire game. So
Yeah, that's the same experience I had.
Kinda had to be that way for this seed, though, it seems.
Twinkie,
but I'm not really disappointed by my decision making or anything. It's just a couple of deaths really messed me up. And a couple of them could have been easily prevented, but it is what it is.
As long as it was fun. Go ahead, Emma.
Yep.
Did I miss Pale not checking the chest and light shrine? Or is the tracker bugged?
I swear did he not go back to the top of Light Shrine?
I don't
If he
think
didn't,
he
he's
did.
gonna have to double check, because that's a lot, since that's Phoenix.
Oh,
By the
yeah.
way, I found Super Bracelet on Queen. I always check the Queen, because the Queen sometimes will have things to tell you, do not go here. Because if it has a VIP card, then definitely do not go into VIP. Or Right Tower, as we call it.
Yeah, I did the same thing. No power bracelet or anything. It was like, she might have it, and she did, so good enough.
Yep. Twinkie, where'd you die, actually? I'm curious. Cause...
I died in Act 1.
Pineapple.
Where else? I died like 3 times. Forgot where else.
I came really close to getting cooked more often than not, just because of how reckless I am.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I also died at the end of Leo's basement. That cost me a lot of time
Ouch.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
really bad. Went back all the way there just to get nothing unlocked too. On top of
Yeah.
that,
Ultimate,
So-
you were looking for. I think you had 1 HP left in Fire Shrine, looking for that level up on some scorpions towards the end.
I had a backup actually. I had Macalorb just in
Okay.
case. I was mainly trying to conserve that Macalorb because I don't want to waste it too much in Fire Shrine, just because of fire ticks on the tiles.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there were a lot of unfortunate deaths. Ultimate, I can tell you that up until Act 3, you and Pale were literally like neck and neck the whole time.
Jeez.
And then once you guys all started diverging is where it is all kind of culminated in how everybody has finished. So it's been interesting to watch once we got through about that first 35-45 minutes.
Yeah. I was starting to think this might have been a Jet C, considering Soul Blade was on Insta chest. But it didn't really tend to be that way, I suppose.
No, and it was interesting. Nobody wanted to start Act 3 the same way.
I went back to 1, or Act 1, because there were a few things there, and I was surprised Lisa was on the docket this time. I don't think I could ignore her.
Alright, there is Pale getting his red hot ball, and now he's gonna have to go hunting for the Phoenix, but man, that is gonna be a pain to try to remember.
Hopefully he didn't skim over it when he was checking Shrine. Oh, Queen hands going to Lanel? I had my thoughts about Lanel, Twinkie.
So I think everybody else but you did Ladle Ultima, to be 100% honest.
Really?
no, he didn't do it.
I didn't do Lanel, yeah. Cause,
Oh wow. Okay.
So, the reason I didn't do Lanel was because, one, that's a good 5-8 minutes, depending on the spawns, along with if you have magic and whatnot, like Light Arrow that Queen's using right now. But the other thing is that I was thinking, where is Magrid? And if Magrid wasn't Lanel, I felt like I was going to lose a bit of time having to go all the way down there after I've checked all these other places. But most of the time, Lanel's good if you're looking for, like, NPCs.
That's true. There is what? 1 item at the end of Lanel?
Yeah, and most times in the randomizer, you do not have mushroom shoes going up to Lanel. Because once you get to the top of Lanel, if you don't have mushroom shoes, you just take the Crystal Fairy back. The mushroom shoes in question, for those who don't know in the chat, is they allow us to walk on the ice tiles that Queen's walking on right now.
And those were in a kind of a weird spot.
Yeah, they were actually locked by Bob the Builder.
Oh, right,
Surprisingly.
yeah.
Like, I was thinking, this is an odd spot for this to be in. Especially this late.
Well, it was a good call. I mean, that was definitely a good amount of time to put you up in first place.
Wasn't even expecting to be done at 2:13. I was thinking it's going to be more like 2:15, 2:20, considering how the sea was going.
So yeah, Pale needs to find Phoenix. I believe Queenie needs to find the...
Queen needs another stone. I
It's
don't know
under
if
the Queen.
Yeah. Did they go in the right tower?
I think so.
Yeah.
Had to have, because there's a stone in there.
They
Anyway,
also need to have done Leo
yeah.
in order to get that stone.
So I think she did it. However, she did not have Queen Margaret unlocked, so she could not check underneath it. And as you told us, Ultima, that the before that, like the actual item she holds, is the super bracelet. So she's going to be disappointed that she doesn't have that moving forward. But right now, it's just the going through everything, and it's just going to be a race to the end for these two trying to find their last items.
Also, that was a really good Tyndall kill by PaleDim.
Hale's been practicing for low percent, so
I know, because like he there's some weird crap you have to do for low percent, especially in St. Elves. Like, it's crazy from what I've read on the Discord.
oh no, Delena, poor Hale.
Oh no. See, another thing I don't know is if unlocking the portal to go straight back is faster than going to this Crystal Fairy. Because I know you have to run through more enemies, but you get a straight go-to from it. I'm trying to remember what he hasn't checked. He doesn't have the chest in I think the dining room yet. At least I want to think that's a dining room.
You mean they're in the kitchen area of Leo's lab?
Yeah, the one behind the locked door.
Hale picking up his 7th stone.
Oh, joy! Yeah, that's the funny thing, is that when you run out of stones, the randomizer will actually give you the stones you're missing.
Same as the Red Hut items too, yeah.
He's checking everywhere for this now. He's probably kicking himself in the butt for this.
Well,
Okay, Queenie found her 6th stone
Yep.
and is now making her way to the world of evil.
Queenie might finish up here soon enough,
mhm.
since Red Hot Ball was in its vanilla spot. The other funny thing I noticed, there's a lot of vanilla things in this seed. You have vanilla Metal Mantis with the village chief. You have vanilla Spirit Sword in the dungeon. And you have vanilla, I think, Red Hot Ball there, right in World of Evil. It's funny.
I know, like, Amalas was giving me the rundown that it's a vanilla spot for the Spirit Sword, but speaking for the randomizer, that is a nasty spot in my mind for that.
I mean, it kind of funny if you look at it. We don't
Yeah.
get vanilla stuff in the randomizer, but it's very interesting when we do.
Yeah, it looks like Pale's going through all of the outside areas meticulously, which is not going to get him his Phoenix.
Yeah, most times I keep a track of what acts I have not done the overworld yet in my head, because most times when I run through the dungeon, it's just get this layer done, clear it all out, get this item, and then what have you released? Because right now, PaleDim's trying to remember what has he done in the overworld. Because there are a lot of things you do in the overworld, just normally. And a lot of remembering what you've done in the overworld attributes to the time you can save.
Uh-huh.
And we understand, Alina, that this was really kind of scheduled to allow Pale to participate. And one of the big things that a lot of even experienced runners, the chests in the areas give us no kind of indicator on the screen. So, you leave a chest somewhere and you're just hoping and praying that you go back and find it. But you think that you do it because you've run so many seeds as an experienced runner that it's just it hurts.
I can tell you the amount of times I've forgotten chess, or rather, just overworld checks. Because, like, sometimes this is mostly why I try to limit myself to like a seed a day. Because if I try and do more than one seed, I'm bound to forget what I'm actually doing. Because I'm so used to already have run that one seed before. And it just all gets jumbled up.
Twinkie making it through the credits there to when Blazer meets back up with Lisa and the Goat Turbo.
Yeah, I wish I could have done that if my game didn't crash. I don't know why it crashed, but it did, so I guess technology hates me.
We would not be having a Soul Blazer event without some sort of technical difficulties or moments of pure joy,
So, interestingly enough, this is actually going to be super close.
Oh, he's going back. He's kicking himself for that Phoenix miss. I think Queenie's going to finish here first, because all she has to do is just grab the chest and then run back to... Because I don't know if he's gone to World of Evil yet, has he?
Yeah, he...
Really? Okay, then maybe? It is kind of close, then.
Yeah, he went in when he was looking for both the Phoenix and the Red Hot Ball.
Yep, and PaleDim's gonna take the Crystal Fairy here to get out quickly. That we don't have to walk all the way through. So, I think PaleDim might get to Death Toll first.
Queens.
You can dance, you can jive.
Oh, this is gonna be so close. But
Oof.
so short.
Also level 25 on PaleDim. Oof. It kind of hurt when you have to see level 25 most times, because...
Yep, Pale went back and did the grind to 19. Nobody else really wanted to do that.
Yeah, I was already 16, because the one thing is, you have to think... It's good. Using the Soul Blade to grind is a good thing, but if you're like if you can already swing Z-Sword, the Zantetsu sword, then it's usually not worth going back there for just 3 levels, since you can get that just along the way. There have been times where I have actually done level 24 seeds with just Soul Blade when it's shown up on Randomizer. It's been interesting in that regard. PaleDim already making good work at Death Toll here. He'll be done shortly.
It's cool to see the final 2 runners both on Death Toll, though.
Oh yeah.
And this is kind of how our runners, even for the weekly seeds, have been kind of playing out, that there's a group that does it really, really fast, then a little bit of a gap, and another group of runners are super close. And there is Pale finishing.
GG Pale.
GG Pale.
QueenAnne not too far behind.
Yep.
I can almost kind of feel that Pale is going to be like, I don't want to do commentary afterwards right now.
Too bad he's getting an invite. Pale finishing with a time at 2:36.28. Queenie.
GG, Queenie.
Finishing it up. GG, Queenie.
Awesome, Queenie.
Welcome
Hello.
in,
Hello.
Pale.
I PaleDim.
Hello.
Congratulations on finishing.
Yeah, if I didn't have to take 2 trips to the light shrine to do it.
No, Pale.
It was ouch when I saw that. Oof.
Yeah, I left light shrine to the very end because it really never really has anything. And then I went there, it didn't have anything, and then I completely forgot to get the thing I needed.
Yeah, always a little painful to kind of see that, but at the same time, you know, we understand the circumstances that you literally just got home from work, and so you really didn't get a chance to relax beforehand, which is always a little bit disappointing that, you know, you can't come into it relaxed and refreshed. But you still hold our current title for the tournament, so it's always a plus. Kind of see that, but
Yeah, it was
the
a
same
really
time,
good seed. Like,
you
it started
know,
off really, really well.
we understand the circumstances.
I decided to
that
clear
you
out Act
literally
3, and it
just
seemed
got
to
home from
work
work,
out
and
good. There
so
was
you
like
really didn't get a
one
chance
thing
to
in every
relax
zone, so I was feeling good about it.
beforehand, which
And then by the time I got to
always
like
a
the
little
lab,
bit
it just went
disappointing that,
barren.
you know, you can't come into it relaxed
Yeah,
and refreshed.
Maltown 1 what in particular
but
was like,
you still
what
hold
is going on here? Where are my
current,
things?
title
When you
for
have
the
4
tournament.
checks there.
You still hold. It's always a plus.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
a really good seed. Like, it started off really, really well. I decided to clear out Act 3, and it seemed to
Solar, who do we have
there was
the
like one thing in
sound
every
on?
zone, so I was feeling good about it.
No,
Queenie.
not me.
By the
One
time I
second.
got to like the lab, it just went barren.
Yeah, Maltown 1 what in particular was like, what is going on here? Where are my things? When you have 4 checks there. Oh.
Solar, who do we have the sound on?
No,
Queenie.
not me. One second.
Okay, we're gonna see if we still get this echo. Everybody that's in the Discord, please just make sure that you have Speed Gaming muted.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where that was coming from. But okay. Welcome in, Queenie. GG's on finishing.
Thank you.
GG's, Queenie.
Hi,
Good
everyone.
game, Queenie. Hi, Queenie.
You know it's a bad seed when you don't need to grind in the World of Evil.
Well, I mean, you could have gotten there where you needed to grind.
I think it's a good.
item? What was your last item, Queenie?
The Red Hot Ball, I think. Yeah, in the World of Evil.
Queenie had a hard time finding the brown stone and had to go back and find her Queen Magrid.
Yeah, I think it's the first time I see something under that's needed.
Yeah, and also Queen Magrid also had the super bracelet. If you talk to her.
But thank you so much, everybody, for playing today.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes, of course. Thank you, everybody, for participating. We greatly appreciate that you took time out of your day to do this, on top of having done the pre-qualification in hopes that there had been a tournament, but of course, as we've stated several times throughout the stream, we just had low participation numbers, so we could not actually host that tournament. We hope to have it back next year in more of its regular kind of spot, March, April. As always, thank you Speed Gaming for hosting us. Thank you Solar for commentating with me this evening.
And thank you, Amalas.
And happy Mother's Day, everybody. Every mother in there. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day. I forgot about that today.
Yeah.
I'm stuck at home.
Me and the analyst left our kid on the side to do this.
Of course, everybody that is in chat, if you are interested in doing this randomizer, the link to the Discord has been posted. Of course, please give our runners and our commentators a follow if you enjoyed what we did, because, of course, without viewers, it makes it really hard to stream. So, I know I have a lot more fun doing this commentary than in my own stream. So, just because it is so hard to keep up a conversation with yourself. Anybody else with any last minute thoughts before we finish
If you
up?
want to join the community, Solar, if you could please put the link of the Discord.
It's Snookums, but I'll go ahead and I'll do it again for you.
I do it again. And thank you, everybody. Have a great evening and a great weekend.
Yeah. Again, it was fun doing the seed, fun being on Speed Gaming for a bit, and it will be fun to do more Rando Blazer in the future. I'm looking forward to more crazy weekly seeds as we've been getting.